we hear a knock on the window. I look over my shoulder, boom, there is this very pale, young, Caucasian woman in a baby fat jumpsuit. All right? I was most concerned about the baby fat jumpsuit. We don't wear that anymore. Anyway, so she's standing there and she's like, let the window down.
Absolutely.
So I let the window down.
All the way?
I'm through this whole story. I'm gonna do and say a lot of things that I should not have done or said. Okay.
No.
I let the window down. She's like, I'm really, really cold, and I can't remember who I am. I don't know where I'm at. All I know is my boyfriend left me in my car, and I fell asleep, and I woke up, and now my car won't start. I'm really, really cold. So there's this weird story. It's not making any sense. I say, out of the Good Samaritan in my heart, come sit in the back seat of our heated car. So I unlock the car door and let her get in the back seat. So she sits in the back seat. I say, where do you need? Where do you need to be right now? Who can you call? Can we facilitate this for you? She was like, yeah, if I could use your cell phone, I'll call my boyfriend to come pick me up. I said, no problem. And thinking that I'm being wise, I said, why don't you give me the number? She can't remember it. She says, well, maybe if I can see the keypad, I can remember what the number was. Because I have some condition that's making it impossible for me to remember things. But it'll come back to me once I start seeing things that remind me. So I gave her my phone. She's looking at the numbers, 813. Nothing else is coming up. 813 again. Nothing else comes. She can't remember. I say, ma'am, I'm going to call the police. She said, no! Don't call the police. This is not that kind of situation. Listen, let me tell you what happened. I was with my boyfriend. He stole some money from me, and then he left me in this car. I pass out all the time. So this is very normal. If you could just drive me now you see the story starting to come together, drive me to his house. Then I'll be fine. I said, I can't take you to your boyfriend's house. I said, I really think the best thing for us to do is call the police. He said, please don't call the police. Do not call the police. I don't need that. This is not that kind of situation. I, in my very young, gospel-centered heart, said this is an opportunity to share the gospel. God is setting this up so I can win her soul to him. I looked over at my wife. I said, what do you think? She was like, go ahead, genius. So we start to back out of the Burger King, and we're starting to drive up the street. And we get to the light, and all of a sudden, everything became clear to me. This is a setup.
Yes.
I said, ma'am, we can't do this. I'm sorry. I can't. You know, I got my wife here. We gotta get the police involved. She said, no, I understand it looks weird, but this is not what's happening. I literally just need to get to my mom and get some medicine, and I'll be fine. I'll get with my boyfriend later. Just please, I'm begging you, just take me to my mom's house. And I said, I think I'm supposed to share the gospel with her. I think I'm supposed to share the gospel. So I said, okay. So we're driving. She told me where it was. It was up the street. So I was like, it's not too far. So I'm driving the street and I say, so what are your beliefs on God? And she was like, well, I mean, I believe that God exists. I said, oh, okay. What do you think about Jesus? And she's like, you know, I really love Jesus. And she just starts talking about her love for God and Jesus. And I'm like, dang, well, then I'm not supposed to win her to Jesus, because she already knows Jesus. What's the point here? Oh, I know. We're about to die. I am a fool. But I don't want to be afraid. And maybe there's some God moment in here. Right? But that started to trickle down, and I just became more and more afraid. And we went to the road she wanted to turn on. And it was a one-way road. No car can turn around. I can only go in. She said, I'm right down there. I said, ma'am, I can't do this. I said, here's my phone number. This is my phone number. Boom, this is yours. Call me if you need anything, but you have to get out and walk. She said, well, how will I see? I said, ma'am, you got to figure that out. She said, could you at least shine the light down the alley so that I can see? My dumb behind said, It is dark out there. I mean, I'll turn the car when you get out. She puts all her stuff in her purse, opens the door, steps out, closes the door, comes around to my window, which was down, and she says to my wife, "Your husband's a smart man."
What?
And then she walked off. Threw that mug in reverse. Took that Honda Civic out like I was freaking racing for my life. Fast forward to today. This day. My wife sends me a text message with the woman. Apparently, this is today, this is 7 years later. She's going around robbing people. So I don't know. The Lord saved us. We could have been freaking strung up, beat naked, and left to dead.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's the story.